What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some hot picks for next week. Yeah, last week was crazy. It was a choppy week. We had a good start of the week, then midweek was really bad, and we had a good ending of the week. At least we had a nice long weekend, so I hope you guys are recharged. I hope you guys are rested. I hope you guys studied and are ready to tackle this week. If you guys like more videos like this, you learn more stock market, the crypto market, every single thing, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Leave a like, make sure you turn on the bell notification so that you get notified every single time we post a video, and I promise you you'll become a better trader if you do follow this channel. Let's start right off with the first pick for this week will be Microsoft. Right here it's on a daily time frame. I actually like to zoom out to the weekly time frame. So we saw they made this previous all-time high here mid-August around this 300 level, then it pushed up some more, pushed all the way up to this 350 level up here, and it's been pretty much, on a small downtrend over here, retracing all the way to this previous all-time high level here. And over here we found a really nice demand zone. The buyers come in, bought a dip here, and kind of pushed up on this weekly candle. If we zoom in more on the daily, we'll see this a little better. We kind of tapped that here, had a little push up, then we fell back in, and now we had a really strong Friday candle, all buyers coming in. So I'd love to see this, some continuation into next week, looking for a first price target of 319, 328, and then 339. Really good setup with some really good risk to reward. If you were to enter here and hit all our PTs, will be about a 9.73% gain, compared to if you were to hit your stop loss at bottom here of about 3% loss. So that's pretty much a 1 to 3 trade. You could also wait for a little bit of a retracement to see maybe we could pick this up around 306, 307. Of course, we'll have to see how the market also is going to react this coming week. It is going to be a short week, so it might be a little choppy, but it is looking pretty good into the next week. So Microsoft was probably one of my favorite setups going into this coming week. I would like to see some really strong continuation. Maybe also has earnings coming up. A really good catalyst on the 25th of January. As you guys can see, last time I had earnings, beat it both by 9.3% here on the earnings report and on the revenue report by 3%, and caused pretty much this nice strong gap up here and this nice push all the way up to 350. So this could be a really good maybe dip buy for investors leading up to the earnings. Next up, we're gonna go over with BMY. BMY here, another pretty textbook setup here on the daily time frame, building this bull flag. As you guys can see on here, had this nice strong flagpole here, and now building this flag up here. We have alerts at 65. Like to see a break of 65 with some nice volume for a nice push up to 66.5. and then 69.5. Recently reclaimed the 200 EMA. As you guys can see here, bounced on it and then led to this pushed up thanks to this dividends there when they released the dividends. And also does have earnings coming up early on the February. As we go back, every time it kind of has earnings, it had pretty decent earnings, caused a little bit of sell-off, but then it pushed up. If we go back here a little more in August, again, caused a little bit of a rally here when it does report earnings. So it could definitely be a pretty strong catalyst. So BMI will be definitely on my watch list next week. Like I said, real simple setup, real textbook setup, daily bull flag. If this bull flag here about 6.5 doesn't really break, no entry, and we'll just be patient with it. Next up, we'll have QCOM. QCOM, another setup here, looking at the weekly time frame, setting up a nice bull flag here. I've been sitting in this range for a few weeks now, pretty much a couple months really, since about beginning of November, since this nice little rally here. Just been sitting around holding this high and tight look, really looking for the strong breakout above 190. I had a strong week last week, so we're looking for the breakout of 190. First profit target I'll be looking at will be around this 200 level here. If we zoom in a little more on the daily time frame, we see that as well. Setting up this nice bull flag here with this uptrending support, uptrending resistance, and just looking for the breakout above 199 to really give it that nice push to 200. Also does have a report. We have a lot of earnings coming up end of January, beginning of February. They report earnings on the 2nd of February. Last earning report was really strong, as you guys can see, caused this really massive gap up, and this really push all the way up here. So yeah, QCOM and other setup like really Microsoft and QCOM are 1 and 2 with the setups that I really like for the coming week. Next up, XLE. I have this here because if you do not have XLE on your watch list, you gotta add XLE. This energy sector ETF, just really good ETF to trade. Energy and financials both do really well, when the Feds talk about interest rates, rate hikes, all that kind of stuff. Really pushes up real nicely, and as you guys can see, XLE on the weekly time frame has set up this nice bull flag here, been breaking out, and has been really just on a rally. We've been taking full advantage of this. If you're in the chat room, you know we trade XLE multiple times, a couple weeks. We've had calls, swing calls, day trade calls, we had all kinds of stuff, and just really printing on XLE. I still think it does have a lot of room up. My next price target over here is 72. Not saying to probably jump in right away, maybe wait for a slight pullback, because he does like to give pretty nice setups. If we zoom more in, as you guys can see, does like to give a nice little dips after it pushes for a nice entry and then a push back up. But I think as we do get more closer to those interest rates rising and those rate hikes, I think energy will still do well, and so will XLE, as well as XLF and the financial sector. So mostly here to make sure you guys have added to your watch list. If you're not in the chat room, make sure you add a sticker, because it will make you some really good money. Next up, let's talk about ticker symbol DIS. As you guys can see here on the weekly time frame, sorry, I'm on the daily time frame. I want to zoom more out on the weekly time frame, as you can see better. Has this downtrend here, now being pretty much creating a bear flag. We could look for a breakdown here below this support, upturning support here with the first price target of 141. It did find some nice support here around the 200 EMA. That's where the last bounce here, 140. But actually, if we zoom more in on the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame, let me delete my drawing from the weekly time zone. If we zoom more out, as you guys can see, we did find some really nice support over here on our trending support, and we do have a gap to fill. So if we do enter this gap, we could look for a move to fill this gap and then push all the way up to this 160, 161 level. That's where our resistance will be right now. Of course, we could also get rejected here and come down and maybe fall out of this, and that will be when we have that weekly bear setup in place. But I could look for a nice little bounce here. So Disney actually giving both on a bull setup on the closer, tighter time frames for the quicker trades, and also setting up for a bear short setup on the weekly time frame. So trade whichever one you like, giving you guys both options here. Up to you. Some people like to short, so just stick to the bull setups. Also, let's talk about real quickly about the SPY here. Boom. So I kind of like that the SPY didn't just go straight up. As you guys can see here, the SPY just likes to go up, down, up, down, up, down really quickly. But as you guys can see here, we actually pushed up and we didn't really go make a new all-time high. We pushed up to about 472. We came down, but we did set a new low here around 460, and this will be considered a new higher low, which is very bullish for us. I did want us to pretty much hang out in this range right here, and I was hoping we make a bull flag or create some kind of channel and then break out of it for a nice little rally. But we didn't. We did come more down, but we did set a higher low, so that is still bullish. I'd like to ask for a jump back in, maybe go around 474, 475, and then really go back inside of this channel over here. So for next week, it is looking bullish, looking to pretty much making this new higher high here. If we do set a higher high, it will still look really good, maybe potentially a new higher low, and then boom, another push up to break the all-time high level. But it is setting up as a bullish week next week. We'll have to see. Last week was quite choppy, so if you're new to trading, be careful of the choppy markets. Trade less, be patient, because the good times will come. I don't want to leave this site. The good times will come, and the choppy markets are the hardest time to trade. So just be very careful with that. This new year, end of last year, hasn't been the best for the market. It's been real choppy, so you do gotta be patient with it, and don't blow up your account just rushing into trades. So hope everybody's a good rest of their day. Hope you guys have a great week trading next week. If you're not in the chat room, make sure you join the chat room, because no matter what the market conditions are, we are making money. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe below, and peace.